Councillor Gibson, go ahead.
Thank you. As close as that was to almost shutting this conversation down again, I'll continue with my closing comments. I want to support Clause 1 and 2. I want to support our existing customers. I think as is the appropriate measure to make, keeping them in mind and respecting the contracts that we have with them. I'm struggling with Clause 3. I'll make that known. So, closing comments. In my first 2 years of public life, I've had many conversations. One I'll never forget was with a political observer who informed me of a well-known strategy that I need to keep an eye out for. That is what she termed as a failure to evoke strategy, which is to simply say what needs to be said in the moment, trusting that the voters will forget later on in time. Say yes, say no, say up, say down, whatever it takes in the moment, and trust that in the future it won't come back to haunt you. When you get truly stuck. Well, luckily we have things like print media and we have social media that are helping combat this strategy. But what we're hearing is a lot of notable silences tonight. But Mr. Mayor, I'm happy to be a little bit of a recall button over some of the mixed messaging that's been coming forward on this council. I think it's very important for the public to know that we were first briefed on this file late last year. And that if you look at our schedule of closed session meetings from January to March of this year, this issue dominated our closed session meetings. In short, this council is extremely well briefed on what's happened. We know exactly what's happened, and now it's your turn to get to know. But what we've missed is the context of the last 6 months, of where this has been creeping out into the print media, and how we've all had our own message and we've all had our own stories. So I won't name names. I'm not interested in picking a political fight, but I could refer to a March 14th Tribune article whereby one councillor stated that the mayor and others, keeping in mind we were all fully aware of what was happening. We all knew the write-down was coming. We all knew no environmental benefits were there. But a councillor mused about how the mayor and others were reading into a lack of short-term returns and losses as not part of our investment strategy on this file. And that these plans were never designed to show quick returns on investment. Well, we know now that that's not accurate, but that was put to the public. In the same article, on the same message, we had another councillor muse about how they didn't share the mayor's concerns about transparency on GMHI. And that there was growing concern about the mayor's comments to the media that he didn't necessarily have the community's best interest in mind in bringing more transparency. I'm telling you, now that you know what we know, do you believe that statement? Is that an accurate statement? I'm telling you that it's either a strategy or a willful ignorance of the facts. So I could go on, I'm not going to, but I do want to end with a few personal comments because this issue has been deeply personal for me. And the night that we heard about it late last year, I lost 2 nights sleep, and I had conversations with our CAO at the time, and I couldn't move past it because these green initiatives are deeply personal for me. And I want to explain why. So many in the community in recent days, especially leading up to this meeting, have posed the question to me, knowing that my professional career is founded in environmental sciences, environmental policy, advocated for conservation. And they've asked me, Dan, why are you and the mayor and others, why are you pushing back on some of these green initiatives? Why being so opposed? We know that you're kind of in line with this stuff. Why fight so hard? And I've said to them, when you know what I know about the failures of the district energy file, I hope you'll come to understand why. Why the mayor, why myself, why others around this council have pushed so hard to get fiscal metrics, performance measures, and other things to this nature embedded in our CEI update. Remember that fight in the community? Remember the dialogue that went on? This is backdrop. I hope you'll trust and understand why the mayor, myself, and others around this horseshoe pushed so hard to get tangible results and a measured approach to the GEARS program. You know now, context. So, again, because I'm asking people to hope and trust in this district energy and how it's all coming forward, when you have an issue like the district energy come to the community, the reason why I get so passionate and embedded in this is because it sets the movement back. It sets the environmental agenda back, which to me is deeply personal. Whether you're conservative, whether you're liberal, whether you're NDP, whether you're green, whether you're libertarian, whether you're independent. It sets our collective movement on green, on the environment back. And that's when you lose the public trust, you can't bring back fresh ideas. You can't bring back the next great idea because the public doesn't believe you anymore. And I believe that's something that we have lost in our community. It's a movement that I intend to continue showing leadership on in my way. And it's a movement that I believe that there's members of this council that want to show leadership on moving forward. But I will not simply sit here and employ some political strategy on how to message this to the community. We need to rebuild your trust as a community. We need to take responsibility for this as a council. And you have my commitment that as long as myself and I know others are on this council, that we'll continue to do that for you. Those are my comments, and I'll save my votes for later.